I wasn't born in the US or the UK, and people who were will never understand us. I also wasn't able to move there when I was younger because I lived in poverty and we didn't have funds to do it. But there is one thing that's changed my life regardless. In business, in fitness, in investing, and in relationships. Because I knew English, I was able to make progress 10 times faster than the normal person in my country. Think about this. I am just 23 and I have a thriving business, a big investment portfolio, great physique, and a beautiful girlfriend. I don't have rich parents, I don't even have a college degree, and I don't have great genetics. How is that even possible? Well, it's actually quite simple. Knowing English is like downloading a new operating system for your brain. It enables you to see things that other people in your country can't, and that's why you can always win with them. In this video, I will show you the 4 best ways to use your English to dominate in your local country and crush the competition without moving to the US or the UK. The most important thing, in my opinion, is that English enables you to get knowledge from the best experts in the world in a given domain. So if you're only operating in your native tongue, for me it was Polish, your scope of knowledge, the amount of books that you can read or the amount of mentors and teachers you can learn from is limited. But the best people in the world in any field always operate in English. So let me give you an example. This book, $100 million Money Models by Alex Hormozi. It's not available in any other language than English. I don't know, maybe it's available in Spanish. But the strategies that are here. So if you don't know, Alex Hormozi is like a billionaire investor, and he's this crazy smart guy who teaches business and teaches people how to make more, help more people, provide more value to others. And the only reason I can read this book is because I understand English. But the thing is, the strategies that are in this book implemented in my own local country give me such an advantage because I'm operating with a different knowledge. I am playing a different game than all the other people who are playing. And this book is just one example. It's actually a very valuable book. It's, in my opinion, it's one of the best books a business person can read because it enables you to understand what a money model is. But the truth is, if you don't know English, if you don't understand English, if someone doesn't understand English because you're watching this video so you clearly can understand English, you have such an advantage over them. You just have to use it. You just have to think about how much better you can be. I will give you this example. I remember I was talking to one of my one-on-one mentorship customers, and she was talking to me about a book that she started reading. And she said that this book is completely new and that this is an unbelievable book and that I have to read it. And she says this one thing. She says that in this book, they talk about every action that you take is a vote for the type of person that you will become. And I'm just sitting there thinking. Atomic Habits. I knew immediately, but what was so funny, she was like, oh, how did you know? How did you know this book? I thought that it's new. And I told her, well, I read this book 7 years ago in like 2018, but it has just been translated into Polish. And she was shocked. So think about this. I already had 7 years to implement that strategy. And meanwhile, for her, it was like something completely new. For me, Atomic Habits was already implemented. I already could have learned new things. But she was just playing a different level, right? So that's the advantage that English gives you in business, but also in lifestyle. The second way is working remotely and doing services for people in the US or the UK. This is for all my coaches out there, for people who are educators. If you are a fitness coach, if you are a maybe business coach or a speaking coach or anything like that, you can work with people from all over the world. Internet gives you this opportunity. You are not limited to only your place of birth. You can work anywhere in the world. And this gives you the advantage to use geo-arbitrage. What is geo-arbitrage? Well, geo-arbitrage is the difference in wealth levels and in value of currency in different countries. So, for example, if I live in Poland, but I am able to coach and mentor people from the US or the UK or maybe Germany, other different countries. I have the ability to earn so much more just because those countries are much richer than Poland. Poland is making progress, but if I live in Poland and I'm able to service people from the US, all of a sudden I am earning in dollars. And also, people in the US have a different spending power. They can spend much more because it's just the wealthiest country in the world. So another avenue that you can think about using to improve your income to dominate in your local market is geo arbitrage, is figuring out options where you can use your skills that in your country maybe aren't as valued but are valued somewhere else, and you can get paid more because you get paid based on the economic difference, right? So for example, in a weaker economic country, you can earn so much more by cooperating with people from other countries, and you can do this remotely online because you just have the opportunity. And I always think about this idea, this story from Stephen Bartlett here, where he was selling his marketing agency and he was selling it on the London Stock Exchange. And they were talking about the value of his company. And they had like, I don't remember the exact number, but let's say this was 4x multiplier for the value of his company. So let's say it's 10 million, it was 40 million. And one of these bankers just tells him, if your company was to go public on New York Stock Exchange in the US, the multiplier would be times 12, 3 times more. And it's just mind-blowing because it would be the same company and you will be doing the same type of work, but you'll be just getting paid differently. If you are a fitness consultant for people in your home country, if you live in Poland, for example, let's say you make $20 per hour. But if you are a fitness consultant for people in the US, all of a sudden you're making $80 an hour, $100 an hour, $200 an hour, maybe even more. So, and you're doing the same job, you have the same challenges, the same problems. It's just you're working with different caliber of people, so you're able to make way more money this way. Now, if you don't want to work remotely, or you just can't do your work remotely, you don't want to learn online marketing or stuff like that, another option that I would consider if I were you is doing your own profession in English. So staying in your home country, but finding ways to using English to do your profession. And the examples that I want to give you here is think about a university professor who starts giving lectures in English. Now, university professors who can do lectures in English can also work with international students, and usually they get paid anywhere from 2 times to 3 times more for the same job also, just because they are able to communicate in English, and those skills are way more valued than people who can talk in their natural native tongue. And also, if you're, for example, a business person, so someone who runs an operation in, let's say, your country, you're locally established, you're selling product, let's say you are selling glasses, right? And you're selling glasses all over your local country. Well, just use your English and use the same strategies that you are using in Poland to expand your business to other countries. And in this way, you're going to get such a premium on your skills, because not only will you be able to diversify because you have more customers who speak other languages, who economically have different countries. If something were to happen in your own country, you're secure because you have so many countries, so you are diversified. But also, what happens is you earn so much more because your scope, your whole business will grow. You will grow from like a small local company to an international huge company that's dealing with international customers. You'll be operating and playing with different rules. And it's just like the same still problem. So all the examples that I'm giving you is basically the premium you get on your English is unbelievable. It's the #1 skill for making money. Just because the biggest economists in the world, the best experts in the world always speak English. So think about a way, me going through this example, think about a way how you can implement your English skills to just develop leverage, to develop the ability to make more for the same work, right? And the last one that I want to give to you, it's the one that I've used, and that's how I've actually constructed my business, and that's how I built my wealth, especially in the beginning. Right now I do a little bit of a different thing because I'm a personal freedom coach. I've transitioned a little bit, but that's still the biggest part of my income. That's my business. It was teaching English in your local country. So because English is such a valuable skill, people understand it, and it's a great market to get into. It's growing. More and more people speak English every year. And at the same time, if you are really good at it, then, and if you can deliver people results, you are going to get so rewarded. The job will be satisfying because you will be teaching other people, educating other people, which probably is one of the best jobs you can do. And at the same time, you will be able to acquire a lot of skills that will help you in your future, whether that's communicating well, negotiating, sales, marketing, breaking down difficult concepts into simpler ones. So that's like the one where you would actually use your English as your profession. This is for people who don't have a profession yet, right? But if you are thinking about making a pivot, if you are thinking about changing something and you want a profession that will enable you to make a lot of money and have a lot of satisfaction and have freedom, for me, going into teaching English in your own local country, it's also a great option. And you also don't have to do this full time. If you have a normal job, you could do it part time, right? You could just have a few customers, a few students that you are going to take care of on a normal basis. So these are the four ways, right? The first one is just getting knowledge from the experts who speak in English, right? Reading $100 million money models, finding other books that are available in English but are not available in your home country, so you can get the advantage. So you can download the knowledge of people who are total experts in something, so that you have those 7, 12, maybe even forever. I don't think this will ever be translated into Polish. So by me knowing these strategies, I can have always advantage over someone who's running a business in Poland and doesn't know these strategies that I know. Here I'm going to win every single time and I will crush them, right? So second one was geo arbitrage. If you can do services for people from the US or from the UK and get paid in their currency so that it's worth more in your own currency, and you can operate with higher caliber, higher value customers who have a different spending power, and you can charge higher prices for the same job, right? Remember about this story of Stephen Bartlett and his company going public and having a totally different value for the same company on two different markets. And the third one is doing your profession in your own country, not remotely, in English. So being a university professor who teaches in English, who gives lectures in English, or expanding your business internationally, or working for a company where you speak English. I have one guy in my private mastermind who he is communicating only in English, but he's getting paid premium. He lives in Poland, so that's the same for him, but he's getting paid premium because he's working for an international company, and their wages, the amount of money that they get paid, is not on the same level as Poland. It's actually higher because they're a different company, they're an international company. So that's another way how you could do this. And last one, if you don't have a career right now and you would love to start something, you'd like to start earning money, you would like to develop more freedom, have a little side hustle, then teaching English in your own local country is a great way to get started, to get the ball rolling, to learn the skills, to earn some additional income, and then maybe if you're really good at that, transition into full-time profession and having a business like I did. Now, if you want more advice on how to use your English to develop freedom, if you haven't been born in the US or the UK, and you want to build a life where you can decide about yourself, where you can be free and do whatever you want and live a life without limits, subscribe for more, and see you in the next one.